Yet he still clipped it away to the offside boundary. Safely away overboard his head. And a beautiful stroke for 4.
That's a great shot. Beautiful shot. Really making use of the short boundaries here at the Adelaide Oval, square of the wicket. That's stupid, what Graham Wood's just done then. Absolutely no price cutting that ball off.
In fact, you see Graham Wood's hamstring go on him before he actually did dive, and then dived rather clumsily. And perhaps a little bit of that, a little critical there of Graham Wood diving. It certainly wasn't that. It was the fact that I think probably went off balance.
Yes, I take that back. It wasn't so stupid. In the air, and Alan Border gets a hand to it, but he can't hang on to it. So a life for Viv Richards.
Richards has hit that out of the ground. That's a mighty hit. It's gone right over the boundary at mid-wicket. A mighty hit by Richards. Haven't seen much of vintage Richards this season so far, but that was a glorious shot. Caught behind, Richards goes out for 42, 4 for 218. Hogg gets his 3rd wicket.
Well, Vivian Richards not happy about that. Very definitely protested. It looked as if he was trying to tell us that he'd hit the ground. Well, I think he did. The question is whether it hit the bat at the same time. Let's have another look. It certainly hit his toe. Perhaps that was what it was.
When they turn, they hold that shiny side on the opposite side to the direction which they just wanted to swing. This should be an in-swinger, judging from the grip.
Viv Richards is the only one going for it. Someone else is coming in, but Richards got it. There were 2 fellas rushing towards it at one stage. Hughes held back. The other fella kept on coming. And Rickson finally grabbed it, but only just. Clive Lloyd, no doubt before he declares, giving a lot of thought to what he'll said Australia would like to see the left-hander get a century.
Good shot off the pads. Bob Holland coming around from fine leg. And if Larry Gomes was to reach his century in this 2nd innings, it would take him up with Clive Lloyd on 6 Test centuries against Australia.
And he'll get the 2nd if he hurries. That's his 100, a misfield. And Larry Gomes gets his 6th century against Australia.
A great performance from the left-hander. Tremendous performance. 6 centuries against Australia. No wonder they're not quite sure how to bowl to him. Each time he's gone out to bat in this series, he's pushed and nudged the ball away, and today he's played some glorious strokes as well. Beautiful timing out there.
That's an unusual shot from Gomes. Through mid-wicket, he gets 4 runs for it, but very unusual to see Larry Gomes slogged, and he certainly slogged there.
Order to Dujon.
Full toss, put where it should have been, over mid-wicket for 6. And you get a bowler as slow as Alan Border giving you a full toss knee height. There really is only one place to put it.
6 for 292, 120 to Gomes, 32 to Dujon. Last over of the day, I should think, with Robert Holland bowling. And he's picked up the wicket of Jeffrey Dujon. The umpires will take off the bails now. That will be it. 7 for 292 with Dujon out caught at point. Boone was the fielder. Holland the recipient of the wicket. Nicely taken by David Boone. Well, that's exactly what Clive Lloyd said. He wanted a lead of 350 or more before he would close, and he was carried on to that score by some quite good tactics out there by Alan Border and the Australians. They made sure it took Larry Gomes a little bit longer than might normally have been the case to pick up his 6th century against Australia. It's 120 not out to him, and Dujon out right at the death there to Bob Holland, caught by Boone for 32, and Desmond Haynes 50 before falling to Geoffrey Lawson. The bowling figures: Lawson 3 for 69, Hogg 3 for 77, Holland 1 for 54, Alderman expensive 12 overs for 66, but he wasn't fully fit. Australia in with a chance of a draw, but no chance of a win, in my opinion. 364 behind when Clive Lloyd made the closure. Here now is the third ball of the day. Marshall is the bowler, Kepler Wessels is taking strike, and your commentators Ian Chappell and Keith Stackpole.
Not much bounce in that delivery. Malcolm Marshall banging it in short. And Kepler Wessels gets the Australian second innings rolling.
Big appeal there for LBW. Must have been very close. He's given him. Dyson has a little look around at the stumps. And so Malcolm Marshall is struck there. Dyson playing from the crease. Remember, he takes his stance just behind the line. Adjudged LBW.
So Wessels very much in the wars, still with that left arm of his bandaged.
Oh, well played. He's hit it in the air just over the top of the man who's been set down there. And that's over his head and down to the boundary for 4. So once again, Wessels taking the attack to the West Indies, just managing to get it over the infield.
Courtney Walsh, and he's bowling to Wessels.
Lovely shot. Well, we've seen some superb strokes from the left-handers in this match. Wessels in the first innings and Larry Gomes yesterday, and that would rank as one of the best. And he's gone right through him. Beautiful delivery from Malcolm Marshall. Had Alan Border all squared up, and Marshall gets his second wicket, and Border bowled for 18, 2 for 70. Bowled with a shooter. Hughes goes for 2, so his misery continues as he plays back. The ball creaks along the ground, and the West Indies have taken their third wicket. Malcolm Marshall's third. Australia 3 for 78.
And went past about shin height, I would reckon, but that's good bowling from Marshall. Marshall comes in now, bowling to Kepler Wessels.
It's a good shot from Kepler Wessels, and that'll bring up his 50. Very good pull shot. And he's hit 9 boundaries in that 50. It's been a very, very good innings.
It certainly has.
It's in the air and he's gone. Beautifully taken there by Harper. Diving away to his right. No mistake at all. He never looked as if he was going to do anything other than catch that. That ball just outside off stump. And what magnificent hands he's got.
Yes, all of the West Indian fieldsmen seem to be pretty adept at catching. This was a good delivery. Boone followed it. It moved off the wicket. And look at how far the bat is from Boone's body when he makes contact. He did that in Brisbane as well, falling in similar fashion to an equally brilliant catch by Michael Holding. But that was a beauty.
Harper to Wessels.
Yes, and that's the sort of shot that he's been playing. That must be his favourite stroke. The draw-away square cut. He gives himself room and leans into the ball.
Wessels with over half the runs here. A good, confident drive. He really is playing well. There's a bad bit of fielding by Walsh. Really very sloppy. That's going to go for 4. Very sloppy bit of work in the outfield by Courtney Walsh. And Clive Lloyd isn't happy with that. The young man will know that he's annoyed his captain. Appeal for a catch, he's out. He touched it and knocked up by Dujon, so that Vessels goes for 70, caught behind. The ball really jumped, and Dujon had to knock it up before catching it. So a fine innings by Vessels. Caught Dujon, Bull Harper for 70, 4 for 123.
Bouncer and Wood hooking, and hooking very well.
Very good shot by Graham Wood. Played a similar hook shot in the Australian first innings. Hit nice and crisply, kept it low.
Viv Richards just being dragged a little squarer by Clive Lloyd. Oh, and that's got to be close. Yes, Steve Rickson on his way there. Pushed through a little bit, and Rickson off the back foot, trying to push away on the onside. In fact, trying to push through that gap that Clive Lloyd had just left when he moved Viv Richards around. Quicker one, and there's an edge there. Beautiful catch by Jeffrey Dujon. Lovely piece of bowling, but by Jove, Dujon is keeping very well up to the stumps today.
Graham Wood looking to run it away on that offside. A good healthy edge that, and that was not an easy catch, because that was going like a bullet, that one from Harper. It was his quicker delivery, a thick edge, you heard it. It deviated and into the left-handed Dujon, and isn't he wrapped? Oh, and there's a big edge there, and he's out, caught behind. Once again, Lawson standing his ground. Big edge there, taken very cleanly by Dujon, and Lawson makes his way dejectedly back towards the pavilion. He's bowled him. Hogg trying to smash that away down to deep mid-wicket. Head in the air, playing a rather cross-batted shot there. And the ball just turned a little bit, and of course no problem at all there, going through, or perhaps just under the bat, Frank.
It kept a little bit low, I think. It did spin. Hogg's intentions, yes, it just hit the stumps about 6 inches up, so that ball certainly kept down. And he might tempt Terry Alderman, the ball that moves away. If he does, he'll throw it fairly wide, I would think.
Again the in-swinger, and this time it collects the stumps, so he doesn't have to worry about the LBW, and that gives Malcolm Marshall 10 for the game. 5 in each innings, and it also gives the West Indies victory by 191 runs.
And as well as the victory in this third test match, an unassailable lead in the series, 3-0. There was a slight improvement by the Australians. The match had gone into the 5th day after all, but the Australian batsmen were showing they just couldn't withstand the West Indian bowlers, led by Malcolm Marshall and Roger Harper.